Hello Taurus, and welcome to your August 2023 readings with me. If you're new to my channel, dear Taurus, please do subscribe. Let's get started. Let's see what's in store for Taurus Sun, Moon and Rising this month. Well, it starts on a slow note for you. The first week of August, my dear Taurus, for you is telling you that, dear Taurus, you have to take things slow. Things are going to get delayed. Things are going to meet some kind of opposition. If you're in doing some projects, then you might have some delays to face. You might face some opposition, some hurdles on the path, okay? And your patience might be tested in the first week because there is a lot of, this obstacle energy when it comes to doing things, whether it be sentimental, whether it be career-wise. For your studies, dear Taurian students, also there is a sense of things a bit lulling down, going calm, suddenly, So what is happening here is that whatever you had thought that you will be able to complete this, you will be able to, finish that job, that project, be able to meet this particular person on this particular day. Well, it's not happening because there will be a bit of delays, but then it's okay. As far as it's just a delay, it doesn't mean it's a failure of something, right, my dear Taurians? So I would like to tell you, my dear Taurus, is that when things go slow, you have to accept that they are going slow because you can't do much there, right? All you can do is try to see if you can, push things to happen a bit faster. But then if it is not just in your hands, it depends upon many other people, and sometimes it depends upon some things which are beyond our control also. So we need to surrender at this point of time. So in the first week, expect that delay energy and deal with it in a wise way without wasting much of your energy or wasting that positivity that is inside of you. Just because things are not happening doesn't mean they're not going to happen. They will, but it will take a bit of time. So just chill out. So if you are interested in changing your life, in having a dream life, in manifesting a life that you want, my dear ones, so I have made a manifestation class. This is a 7-day class, and I invite you all on this manifestation class. As a child, I was always manifesting, and I didn't even know that this was called manifestation. I used to just get what I wanted just through those techniques that I will be sharing in this manifestation masterclass with you all. And I'll be sharing my techniques over there and also the spiritual side of manifestation that I feel nobody speaks about, and that is extremely important to know, my dear ones. So the link is given below, and I invite you to this manifestation masterclass that can change your life and you can have your dream life. So thank you for listening, and I shall see you there. And then we go to the second week, my dear Taurus. And in the second week, as you can see, you are being called on to manage two things at the same time. Two things at the same time in the sense, one is your work and one is your family, okay? So both are requiring your equal attention and time. So the second week, my dear Taurians, is going to call you to balance things between home and work. Okay, homework. This is what you will have to do, my dear Taurus, in the second week, because what is going to happen otherwise is that one side is going to face a lot of frustration just because you're not giving them time and attention. Either it is the work, take care, don't take it too easy also, otherwise you'll be sent back home, and other side can be your home. So don't be too too lenient, or rather I would say not lenient, but not too ignorant about your family members. Otherwise you will come home and you'll find nobody at home. They all have gone on a holiday, left you alone. All right, so just be careful about that, my dear Taurus. Is that sometimes we need to compromise in order to balance certain things in our life. And if we are too much taken only in one certain sector of our life or field of our life, then the other sides can suffer. So the second week, my dear Taurians, is calling on you, is asking you, is demanding you to make a balanced approach. Don't overwork or don't relax too much at home also. So you need to be balancing. You have to balance yourselves in the second week. And I would like to tell you, my dear Taurians, is that maybe your Libra friends can be helpful there because they know how to balance things. They're always trying to do, they don't come really, in that balance, but they're always trying to make things like, even or nicely, balance certain things. So just, be with them a bit in the second week and try to see how they are managing. And maybe that can give you a slight idea of how to do things when it comes to certain demands that have been put on you. And my dear Taurian students, for you too, it will be the same kind of a scenario where you are very much attracted to come on the YouTube and watch this video. After this, you're going to switch this off and you're going to go and study, okay? So, and the second side is that of like, your studies need your attention also. So try to balance things out. Not too much of studies, not too much on the, social media or whatever, or, sports or whatever you are practicing. But just, balance the thing out. So give equal, like make a timetable in order to resolve this conflicting situation that might arise in the second week. And for some of the Taurians, you will be called on to make certain sacrifices for your family members. Maybe somebody in the family might come and say, like, I need some money from you, I need to borrow money. Or some friend might be in a kind of an emergency situation which, who needs help. So there also there is that balancing act that is going to come into the picture in the second week. And regarding money matters also, you need to have a very balanced approach, especially regarding money matters, okay, in the second week, my dear Taurans. And then we go to the third week. Now here comes trouble. Mr. Trouble comes riding on the horse. And what is he doing? Well, this masculine energy is here to announce some kind of botherations in the third week for you. There will be some kind of certain official papers, administrative papers are going to take a lot of time for some of the Taurians. A lot of administration stuff to be done, going to the bank, going to the maybe the court, going to the government offices. For some of you, it is about a legal procedure also in the third week. Please carry your papers, okay, very well, and make sure you are doing everything right. Otherwise, you can get into legal problems in the third week, my dear Taurians. Please take care of that, okay? For some of you, it can be a health issue also of somebody, of a family member. So there, you need to be a bit careful because it can, it's strange, isn't it? How it goes is like we are healthy, but when a loved one, when a family member or a person we are attached to, falls sick or is not well, automatically we start, draining. Our energy starts getting drained also. That kind of, that energy give and take takes place, and we start feeling very tired, or we get worked up and we get worried. And then what is the thing is that instead of one person sick, now there are two people sick, right? So here we need to take care, my dear Taurians, is that in the third week, if there is an issue with a family member, don't get worked up, because this is the worst way of dealing with any kind of problem. In the sense, don't fall into that problem so much that you become the problem itself. Along with somebody else's issue, you also become an issue later on. Don't do that. Instead, rise above and try to see what can I do in this situation. The doctors are there, or there is some help for this person, okay, or whatever that situation you're going to be dealing with in the third week. Just rise above your usual self and observe it in a kind of a neutral way, my dear Taurians. And then only you will be able to help that person and yourself also in that. So never get involved so much in a problem that you yourself end up becoming the problem also. So let the problem be there, you become the solution for it, my dear Taurus, okay, in the third week. And beware of some kind of provocations that can come your way in the third week. There can be some kind of just sudden kind of, you're speaking to someone and then each of them is adding something, and then it becomes a bit of a negative talk, a negative discussion, and then it suddenly turns into a fight or an argument. Okay, and these days there is a lot of this energy in the air, so be very careful of how you handle a particular discussion also. Otherwise, in the third week I see that there are provocations, there is going to be some kind of a conflict or an argument or a heated debate that can arise with a loved one, with a friend, or with a colleague also. It can also be, I mean, just now, excuse me, but just now there is a car that has gone so fast, and there are so many, you know, pets, cats, which are on the street sometimes, you know, moving around. And till today, I cannot get the number of this guy who drives so fast. It really is very dangerous, because this kind of a person can kill someone for their thrill. So this is the third week's energy also. It matches that something can provoke you, you know, to react. And for me, when I see some people really trying to, you know, just for thrill, they are going so fast, one day they will overtake life, but then they will also make somebody innocent go with them in that story, or they will just kill someone on the road. It's, you know, you have to have the license to drive, not the license to kill. Well, next time I feel I will be successful in getting the number plate, the numbers of that car that goes so fast over here. It's been long. So, well, in the third week, take care of those provocations that can come, okay? And of course, as I told you, that there can be something with a loved one, with a colleague also, that can happen. So see where is it going, and how should you deal with it at this point of time, or is it really necessary? Is it an emergency to deal with that particular situation? If it is really very, very imperative, then you should do it. First, try to remain cool, and then if they don't understand, then you have to mirror them sometimes. All right, so this is the third week's energy. For Taurian students also, there can be lot of workload upon you, or maybe there is something that you haven't understood in the class, and you know, or a teacher is, you know, in a bad mood most probably, and you enter into a conflict, or something with your friends can also happen at this point of time. So just be careful, okay, in the third week. Then we go to the last week, my dear Taurus, and this is such a beautiful energy. There is harmony, there is balance, there is this confidence in yourself that has risen so much right now, that because of this you are at a receiving end of good things. Okay, so if you are asking for a pay rise, if you want to back that contract, if you've been working on something and you want to discuss, you want to sell your ideas, your concept, your contract, your project, or you want to collaborate with someone, then negotiation wise the last week is going to be really, really good. And this accelerated confidence, this grown confidence inside of you at this point of time in the last week is going to yield very positive results, my dear Taurians. And I also see that if you have been having some problems regarding your finances, regarding your bank balance at this point of time, then there are things that start improving now on. Those things, as I told you in the first week, that were going very slow, blocked, maybe the money that you owed to someone, they have not returned back that money, then my dear Taurus, at this point of time I see that in the last week, those of you who were waiting for money to come in from somebody is going to come in. There is a high possibility that you get it in the last week. This is what I see. So all in all, I'm seeing it's a positive month for you, except for the third week. That is a little bit where if you control your moods, if you control your reactions towards something, then you can sail very smoothly through this month. And I would like to tell you something, Taurus, is that it's like life is, I've realized that life is really very easy. It's really easy to live, but then somewhere we complicate it sometimes, I feel, and that complication arises in acting on something very late or too early. Okay, so otherwise things can go very smoothly. When we see a problem, and we just keep on pushing it, like it's not a problem, it's not a problem, until and unless it becomes a very big problem, and then it becomes unmanageable, then it becomes a real problem. But if we deal with that little problem immediately, then we can nullify, neutralize that problem. So just think about it. I've been pondering about it, and it's like, yeah, most of the things is that reaction, that action, not even reaction, but that action to be taken on certain things is very slow or very fast also. Sometimes like you react very fast to something, like, hey, this one said something, so I'm going to do something, and then instead, if I would have waited a little bit, maybe things would have been done in an amicable or peaceful way. But sometimes it's like you're seeing things are happening in front of you, things are like getting out of hand, but you're just sitting and waiting that they will get sorted out on their own. Then no, sometimes we have to intervene also. So that is what that balance, the second week, as I said, that balancing act which is there in the second week, that will help us to live maybe a complication free life or a problem free life. Thank you for listening, my dear Taurus, and I shall see you next month. Until then, take good care of yourself. Please do like, share, and comment. Bye bye. God bless. Bye.